Okay, so this is week 13, assignment 1. We're going to be continuing learning about the ribbon in Microsoft Word. We're going to be working in the home ribbon and the insert ribbon today. So if you go to week 13, you're going to open up the assignment. And it's basically, you're going to open the text and copy and paste it into Word. You're going to follow the directions and you will save it to be Q2A9 on your desktop, and you'll put it on OneDrive. As always, if you want a different assignment organization, that's fine. Just make sure you know what it is, because you will have to submit them all on OneDrive. So what we're going to be working on this week, which some of it we did last week, but we're just going to review, and it is for the purpose of making it easier to read and understand. So we're going to be doing font size, indent, styles, dictate, margins. We're going to insert pictures. We're going to work on our spacing, insert a link, and we're going to use this special indent just to make things easier. This is the text right here. It is also right here if you want to just download it and use it that way. Or it is also, I put it in the third place, it is in here. This is all the same information. You only need it one of the 3 places. So for argument's sake right now, I am going to click on assignment 13. I'm going to highlight and copy from National Holocaust Week to Florida Holocaust Museum. I can right click and copy. I can then go to my SSO, go to Office 365, go over here to Word, add a new document, and paste it. Now remember, you cannot right click and paste in online Word, so you have to hit Control V. So now there is your text. Now the question is would you rather read something like this that's all together, all the same text, all the same well, mostly all the same spacing apart, or would you like it to be more colorful and thought out and changes that will let your eye stop when it is done? So that's going to be the question. So I'm showing you this now, the way it looks, and we're going to go ahead and start. Remember, here at the ribbon, we're in the home ribbon. If you go over here to this little arrow, you can make it so that you can see everything. Okay, so we did a lot of this part at last week, and now we're going to be working kind of on this part over here. So the first thing we'll do is we're going to take National Holocaust Week. I'm going to change it to just pick a font. I don't care, just as long as I can tell you change the font. We're going to make it maybe 20 points, and we are going to put it in the center. So remember, this is align center, and it automatically puts it in the center. And we'll change the color of the font because our eye likes color. It stops at color. It tells you you should be paying attention to something that is in color. Then this is a subheading. So this is what we talked about, and this is what this whole paragraph will be about. So think of your textbooks. They have usually like the chapter title, and then they have section headings, whatever. Each one of them are different styles and different colors. So we're going to take this one and we are going to, we'll change it to another one, and we're going to change it to red, and it can stay to the left. Okay. Now here is all of our text for the first paragraph. So we're going to, it's really close together. It doesn't have an indent. An indent is when the first sentence of a paragraph is moved over so that you know that that's where the paragraph is. Because think about it, when you're taught to write a paragraph, it should have an opening sentence, it should have support and a conclusion. If you take and you read just those things based on the paragraphs, you're going to understand the text a whole lot more. So that's the purpose for an indent, is it's a visual in your eye to tell you that you need to stop and read this part. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, if I click on it and I highlight the entire paragraph. Okay, so now remember, if you put your cursor right on top of all of these things, you can see different things. We're going to work right here in this bottom one here. It's called special indent. If I click on it, right now it's none, and it shows you that all of the words are to the left-hand side. If I do just the first line, which most people do, is that it goes in, and then that tells you that that's a paragraph. You can also do it the reverse way and click on it so that the first line is out and then the rest of the paragraph is underneath it. So what we're going to do for this is we are going to make this first paragraph, we're going to make it regular. And then we're going to go down here to this second paragraph, and we are going to make it the reverse way, just so that you understand how to do both of them. If this was a real article, I would not tell you to do this. You should be consistent because your eye looks for things when it starts reading. Okay? Then the next thing I want to work on is spacing. When you see a bunch of text on a piece of paper, your mind automatically says, oh, that's too much work. So to make it so that it doesn't look as much, you can change the spacing. And to do that, it's very simple. We're just going to select everything. And we're going to go here, and remember this one was special indent, and next to it was line spacing. Well, you can make it 1.5. You see how it moves it apart. You can make it 1.15, which is not quite as close, but a little bit, you know. And then you can also make it double space. A lot of times you'll hear double space, especially when you are writing paragraphs and such. So for this, we are going to leave it at 1.5%, or 1.5 lines. So now it's not as hard for you to read it. But I do think that the text is a little small. Okay, so we're going to take this, what is the Holocaust, and we're going to make it maybe like 14, because this one's 18, this one's 14, and right now this one's at 11. Most of the time, text that you read like this should be at 12 point. That is the rule of thumb. New Times Roman, 12 point. So you can change this to New Times Roman or Times New Roman, whichever way you does it. And this is a pretty traditional way that it is done. All right, so now it's getting a whole lot better. I would want to read this more than I would want to read the first one. So there are a couple things you can do. The first thing is that I can go here, and if I wasn't sure exactly what I wanted this to look like, I can go here to where it says Styles, and it will give me options that's already done. So I can change it to this, and then you can make it bigger. You can still change it. It's just another way for you to get some kind of difference to make an eye stop so that you know what to look at. So you can play around with this. I just need it so that when you are done, it is centered, it is a different color and a different font. This is just another way that you can do it. It'll do the work for you. Okay, so then the last thing on this ribbon that we're going to talk about is a very fun tool called Dictate. And this I cannot make sure that you do. I'm just showing you so that you know what it looks like. So if you click on Dictate, it should come up and it's going to ask you, do you want to use the microphone or allow Microsoft to use the microphone? And once you say yes, you'll see you have this red microphone. And as you can see here, it is saying or printing everything that I say. So if you are better at talking and working out your paragraphs and not actually typing them, you can actually speak it. And it works out really good. Now, I'm not promising it will work on everybody's different computers, but I'm letting you know that it is there. It is nothing that you have to do for this assignment and turn it in, because I have no way of knowing if you actually used the microphone. And to turn it off, you just click on it and it stops doing it. All right, so the last thing that we're going to insert a link. So in the insert link, it will come up and it'll say Florida Holocaust Museum. If you go and you find Florida Holocaust Museum's website, you right click and you copy it, and then you go over here and you can hit Control V and it will go in. So now you have a link to go with the picture, to go with all of the information about the Holocaust and the Holocaust Week. So, if you have any questions, please let me know, but you will be going over and it should have font size, indent, styles, dictate, insert pictures, spacing, link, and special indent. And at the end, would you rather read this or would you rather read this? I think I know what mine is, but that is up to you. Remember that you need to save it as Q2 assignment A10 and make sure that it is on OneDrive and in your folder. Any questions, please let me know.